Hello, everybody. My name is Max Reed. I wanted to welcome you and also introduce you to this new filmmaking and movie related channel that I'm having on YouTube. Reason that I'm doing it is because I myself am also a filmmaker. I've written and directed a 33-minute short film called The Eviction and also written several scripts. And basically the purpose of this channel that I'm doing is to discuss filmmaking, movies, anything related, and hopefully get more people like you interested in actually seeing my movie, The Eviction. Now, the purpose of this video today is not to talk about my movie, The Eviction, although it is down in the link below, and I'm hoping that after you watch this, you might be interested enough to check out my own stuff. But today, I actually wanted to go over a topic of one of my favorite movies over the last 5 years. I kind of feel like movies in the last 5, 6 years, whatever, there's only been like one or two that have actually been special, in my opinion. And this is one of them. And this particular film I'm talking about, it was a Netflix original film, came out in 2019. It's called Triple Frontier. It stars Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, Pedro Pascal, and Garrett Hedlund, which you probably know most of those names, A-list actors. And just to give you a brief overview, there'll be a few spoilers in this video about what the movie is about. But the purpose of this movie is really just to explain why I think it's special and hopefully get some feedback from other film enthusiasts if they think that it was also a special movie as well. And basically the concept of this movie is all those guys that I just mentioned are all special forces, specifically Delta Force. Which I don't know if you guys know or not, but Delta Force is apparently the best of the best in the military. I always thought it was Navy SEALs. I learned after this movie that Delta Force is even higher than Navy SEALs as far as like, you know, the most badass military dudes on the planet. And basically these guys are kind of coming towards the end of their career in the movie, and they're a little dissatisfied with the military salaries they've made for all this, you know, top of the line Delta Force amazing military skills and work that they've done. And they're fed up. And so basically what they decide to do is they decide to rob a drug lord in South America because they feel that they haven't been compensated fairly throughout their careers. So I do think this is a movie, if you haven't seen it yet, as soon as you get done watching this video, or maybe just stop right now and go see it. Because I do want people who have seen this movie to see whether they agree with me or disagree with me if it's as special as I think that it is. Now, going into the reason why I think this particular movie is such a special movie, and it's one of the only ones over the last few years that has been truly original, is because it is so different. I can't compare it as a filmmaker. When I'm watching a movie, and this is the way I think is the fairest way to compare movies, I'm thinking about, okay, what type of movie is this? What type of genre is it? And kind of most importantly, what other movies have been made like this that have been top of the line, and how does it kind of compare to that? I had a really hard time with Triple Frontier trying to compare it basically to any other movie that's ever been made. I really mean that. And the reason why is because it kind of fell into three genres. It was really kind of difficult to categorize this movie because, you know, as I mentioned, it's all these Delta Force guys. So it's a military movie, but they're also robbing a drug lord. So it's also a heist movie. And of course, with all that stuff going on, as you can imagine, it's an action movie. There's a lot of great action in it. And the thing is, what this film really accomplished is it was able to blend those three genres of films, you know, military, army movie, heist, and also action all into one. And it did it perfectly. And I can't really say what genre is it over another. I mean, I can't say it's overall it's a military movie or overall it's an action movie. I can't make up my mind. And that's what I truly love about it. And if you see the movie yourself, I think I'm hoping that you're going to feel the same way. Now, with that being said, a big aspect of this particular film is it also deals a lot with money. And it deals with the human condition and how we all deal with money. And quite frankly, how I think money kind of makes all of us a little bit crazy. Because in the movie, when they go and they rob this drug lord in South America, they get, you know, a lot of things happen. You know, they get greedy. They take more money than they can handle. And by handle, I mean they can't travel with the amount of money they took. It's too much. It's too heavy for them to transport. They argue with each other, you know, about what to do with the money. And I think that it's a great movie that really shows you the human condition of when money is on the line, how much we as human beings are going to have really strong opinions about what to do when a lot of money is on the line, how to handle the situation. And it also shows how frustrated and angry and crazy we get about money. That's what this movie does. And that's why it was truly a special movie. And I can't think of another movie in the last 5 years. There's a couple that I like, but this is kind of one of the only ones that really gave me that feeling of originality and made me really think about all this stuff. And it's totally different than just going to see an action movie. Because when you're going to see an action movie, let's be honest, action movies are not meant to have a lot of social depth in them. They're meant to have great plots and great action. And this movie has that, but it also makes you think about the world as a whole and the things we do for money. And also, besides the human condition and money, it also makes us kind of think about, the way the people in our military are treated, right? Now, I don't claim to be an expert on, veteran or military affairs, but it's really interesting in this particular film how these guys have been kind of mistreated their whole career. And, one quote from the movie that I love, that Oscar Isaac, who's the main character in the movie, says, is that, he says to the other cast members, had we accomplished half of what we've done in our careers in another field, we would be rich. But the fact of the matter is, from what I understand, military salaries don't always pay that great. And you got to remember, these aren't I keep saying military. These guys are Delta Force. They're the best of the best. And that's another thing that makes the movie so cool. There's been other movies that have been made about Navy SEALs, Special Forces guys. This one really showed you the skill sets that these highly trained special op people have and the resources they have. And it kind of made you jealous of them because, they were able to basically do anything. I mean, when you've been in the military, in special ops that long, you have access to helicopters to transport the money. You have access to everything. I mean, the way that they were able to plan this and pull this off, and it was very real. I do believe, some people have complained about this movie. They say it's a little too far-fetched. This would never happen in real life. I highly doubt that. These Delta Force guys, man, they make connections over the course of their career, and they go all around the world. And I could see how in real life, guys like this could be disgruntled, that they were never compensated fairly, and that they would be like, the hell with it. Yeah, let's go rob this drug dealer and let's make some money. We deserve it. So that was one of the things about the movie that was really terrific to watch. And also, I'm going to kind of, I don't want to say I'm going out on a limb, but I want to say that this particular, the role that Ben Affleck played, if nothing else, the movie is worth watching just for that. Because, Ben Affleck, to me, he's as far as movies are concerned, in filmmaking and all that stuff, he's a hero to me. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's not only just a great actor, but he's also written. I mean, he wrote Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon, and he also wrote and directed The Town. Those are two incredible movies that are going to be in cinematic history. And, he's been in a lot of movies, but let me tell you, if you haven't seen this one, this is one of his best performances ever. I think it goes in his, Hall of Fame, if you will. It's one of the it's just a great character that they wrote for him. And it's one of the all-time best characters that he's ever played. I want to, kind of get other people's thoughts on this, because the thing that's weird about this movie is I meet a lot of people that say they absolutely love this movie and they think it's terrific, just like the way that I do. But then I hear some people saying, no, it wasn't really that good. It wasn't really that good. And it's like critical feedback, as far as like, it was a Netflix movie. So, it didn't, it was not in theaters. But it got pretty good critical reviews. And I think that, as far as the number of streams it got, I think it did pretty well on that. But, there's not a ton of other people out there, like me. There's a lot of people that are saying that it's like great, that it's an amazing film. And I think it's special, and I'll argue that to death with anybody. And so that's why I want to hear from you, whether you're a film enthusiast, filmmaker, or just a regular person watching movies. Do you agree that this movie was something special? Do you agree that it was something original? Do you think that it was special for the reasons I think it was special? Because it was able to combine three genres into one, and there is not a single other movie, military, action, heist movie, that this is comparable to on any level. It combined those three genres into one in a way that no other film has done with genre splicing, period, in a way. Like, it just blended all so perfectly. And I thought that, terrific movie that should get a lot more credit. And I'm kind of hoping, by making this video, that maybe a few more people will go out and watch it and share the good word. Anyways, with that being said, those are my final thoughts on that. I'm really hoping that I'll receive some comments here and that you'll subscribe to my channel and like this video. And, by the way, I'm waiting to hear all comments. I'm waiting to hear people who disagree with me. I'm waiting to hear people who totally agree with me. I'm waiting to hear people in the middle. And I have a lot more that I want to share with you all in the future about my thoughts on filmmaking, my thoughts on, the industry, my thoughts on certain movies that don't get enough credit, all kinds of stuff. And hopefully you guys can also check out my film, The Eviction. And the link for it is in the bottom of this video. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you. And I'll have some new content coming for you soon. Bye.